Hello and welcome back to another video. Yes, we are back with another Scrawlrbox unboxing today. This is the box for September, or box 121, if I remember correctly. So, in case you don't know, Scrawlrbox is a mystery art supply subscription box in the UK. Each month you get a kind of, what's the word? Can't think of it, but a group of supplies put together, and a featured artist and a challenge, and yeah, you'll see as we go along if you don't know what it is already. So let's get started and see what we have got in the box. So I've seen nothing about this box. I am as much in the dark about it as you are. Okay, it's looking painty, so I have got some water to one side in case I need it. Take this all out here. So this is the Scrawlrbox, so yes, 121. This is our featured artist's artwork, and I'm definitely going with paint, especially as I've seen what the paper is. So this is Matty Burnham. He is an ink and watercolour illustrator from Cumbria. So that's all his information there, his Instagram and his website, if you can see that. And we've got three sheets of watercolour paper, which is, I know because it's Arch's paper, it's not their own paper, it's not that much really. And it's also got this printed on it at the bottom by the looks of it. Yeah. I'm gonna say I'm not gonna be happy if that is just printed on there and we can't use it without that. But we shall see. So that's our paper. These are our supplies. Let's see what they are. Oh, if it's watercolour, I'm guessing it's some kind of watercolour paint or pencil. We shall see. Yeah, watercolour paints. Okay, so we have got our paintbrush, which is a Princeton paintbrush, Acrylic. It's a round number 4 brush. We've got Daler-Rowney Yellow Ochre watercolour paint. Daler-Rowney Ultramarine Blue Dark coloured paint, and Cadmium Red Hue watercolour paint. So we've got basic primary colours there. We've got a fine liner from Pentel, 0.3 tip. So that kind of thickness, which is water and fade resistant, which is what we need if we're using watercolour. We have our sticker and we have our sweet. Yeah, so far I'm not impressed, because I know how much Daler-Rowney paints are. I'm guessing the money's gone on the paper this month. Okay, right, let's see what else we have got. Well, let's have a look in our Scrawlrbox and see what it has to say and what our challenge is likely to be. As you can tell, my enthusiasm is waning quite a bit. I think after the last few boxes, it feels a bit of a come down, but that's just me. Okay, so we've got our Scrawlrbox, we've got the contents of our pot box. So the paper is 3 different types as well. So 3 sheets with 3 different types. So if I use one to swatch on, yeah, not happy at the moment. I mean, Arch's paper's good. I'm not saying it's not, and it's good that we can have some to play with, but for this, yeah, not sure. We've got our paints, our fine liner, our paintbrush. I mean, paintbrushes are expensive now as well, so. Alright, let's see. Keep going. So, sit down with the featured artist, Matty Burnham. So his is all kind of landscapey. So I imagine that's kind of what our challenge is going to be along the lines of. We shall see. Scrawler tips, so swatching, about mixing, how to soften edges, more control, different techniques for watercolour basically. Deep dive. So using it for a different thing. Artist's advice. So he's talking about washes and things, which he's saying use a big brush for. Ooh, Scrawlrbox. This is the Scrawler Gallery. So this was To Infinity and Beyond. This is when we had the Derwent Inktense blocks a couple of months back. Ooh, we got a discard version here from Helen Jones. Love it. But yeah, some nice pieces there. And the top three. Oh, I like these. I like that especially. Scrawler stash. Oh, we've got Mr. Uncle Frogface himself. Sean's amazing. You should check out his YouTube channel. Some different watercolours. Okay, so our Scrawler challenge is Happy Place. So it's kind of landscapey, but you could also do it in other ways as well, so that's fair enough. Okay, so we are going to swatch out these supplies. I'm just going to grab a palette because I haven't got one right here. Okay, so I've got my palette here. Yeah. So I've used it for acrylic, so it's a bit mucky at the moment. I will find a better palette when I do the Scrawler challenge, but I hadn't thought about finding a palette out. So let's see what we have got. Okay. Yeah, they've all got... Yeah, I'm not happy. Sorry. But it's not A5 paper then, is it? If I've got to cut the bottom off. And it is different, so you've got different... You've got the hot press there. Hot press natural white, cold press natural white, and rough natural white. Yeah, I'm sorry, Scrawlrbox. So this time I think you've messed it up a little bit with the Arches paper. I'm going to swatch on it because I don't have any other watercolour paper to hand, but when I come to do my art, I may end up having to use my own watercolour paper. So, don't need much of this paint. Hopefully it's fairly well mixed. A little bit. A little of this paint goes a long way. The tubes are very full though, I'll give them that. Right, so we'll start with the lightest, which is kind of what you have to do with watercolour anyway. You should have two lots of water as well. One for mixing, one for cleaning your brush, but I haven't got that set up. So this is the yellow ochre. As I said, little goes a long way. That is quite, that's well pigmented, that one. Right, let's go with the cadmium red. This is why you need clean water for mixing. That feels a bit more like watercolour. I think there may just be too much paint in the yellow ochre, because I think if we bleed it out a bit, it might be better. Yeah, there we go. This is the ultramarine. Yeah, I mean they're nice paints, and the paper's nice. Right, we're going to do some mixing, but I'm going to do it on the paper because I want. Because it's yellow ochre, you're kind of getting this more kind of mossy green colour than like a vibrant green colour. But that's kind of more suitable to like landscapes and things. And that kind of shows you the different levels, so that doing the red and then just adding a little bit of the yellow ochre, you get a different kind of orange. I'm hoping that once it dries you can see this better, because I'm sure the light is kind of reflecting off the paint at the moment. It's drying quite quickly. Probably do a little bit more blue, couldn't I? More pigment. See, that's much darker because I've got a lot more blue pigment in there. I mean, those two are kind of almost identical. Maybe if there was a bit more blue in it, let's see. Okay. Go like that. That's quite a nice colour to use for a landscape. Alright, I just realised I've been doing it on top of the other paper, but it's good paper, so it's not obviously gone flip through. It's starting to buckle a little bit, but that's what happens with watercolour paper anyway. You kind of need to tape it down to keep it flat. But yeah, you can get some good colours with them. I've really enjoyed doing a little bit of colour mixing. So yeah, first thoughts on this box. You've had them pretty much already. Paper's a bit of a disappointment. Like, I like Arches paper, I'm not saying that's the issue, but you've got 3 completely different pieces of paper. All have got Arches aquarelle smothered across the bottom, so you haven't got a full A5 size piece of paper. And it is on the front. I mean, I suppose you could have used this as the back. Okay, yeah. You can paint on the back. So maybe, yeah, when I do the actual thing, I'll paint on the back. Hadn't thought of that. It does say you can paint on both sides. But even so, I'm still kind of a bit about it. Paints are nice. It's Daler-Rowney paints. They're always generally a good bet. Oh, I haven't tried the pen, have I? Let's see. This is pretty much dry, so yeah, it goes over quite well. This is going to be too wet. Right, let's draw. Let the ink finish, dry for a minute, and then we'll just try and test it being painted over. I reckon. Yeah, it's not smudging. That's quite good. I'd forgotten about that. But yeah, okay, so that's alright, that's good to know. So yeah, and I will have to have a think about the happy place for the Scrawler challenge. So I'm going to leave this video here. And yeah, thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, it really helps me out. If you want to look back, the Scrawler challenges are all up to date at the moment, which is a miracle in its own right at the moment. And yeah, I'll come back and do the Scrawler challenge another time. So being subscribed, you will be the first to know when a new video goes up, because I'm rubbish at putting it on social media. But my social media links are below, and you will find other stuff on there which might interest you. So yeah, again, thank you for watching, and I will see you soon with another video. Goodbye.